Hello, hello, and welcome to another day of NGS. Today's going to be a pretty interesting day. It is going to be the last game of Division C. Coming up right now, it's going to be Surely We Scale versus Frank's Furters. Now, we do have the lobby. We're just waiting on one last player to join. So while we're waiting for that, I'll kind of talk you through the importance of this game and the ramifications when it comes to the Division C playoffs. There really isn't any. So, Frank's Furters, they are guaranteed second place. They could go 0-2, they could go 2-0 here. No one else can catch up to them, but they are guaranteed to be second seed for this game and for their division. Meanwhile, on the other side, for Surely We Scale, they could, in theory, move up a spot. They will need to win the series. Doesn't matter if it's a domination or just a regular win. But they will need to actually win the series in order to move up the standings. But it also doesn't really matter because that'll move them from 5th seed to 4th seed. Which, in terms of pride, could maybe matter. But I'm pretty sure the 4th seed plays the 5th seed. So regardless of how the playoff... Regardless of whether they win tonight or not, they will be up against Bad Rats going into the first round of playoffs. So ultimately, there really isn't anything on the line here for either of these two teams. I still want to see both of them either trying out something. Like, I think when there's a situation like this, it's a good time to experiment. It's a good time to see if there's a strategy you've been wanting to like put out in a proper competitive game, like something more important than scrims, but something less important than like an actual important game. And I think that's where you need to start putting out the new stuff, trying out something different, or you can even just have fun with it. That's kind of the other option. If you want to hide your strategies, I think this is the game to do it in. We do now have all players in the lobby, so just waiting for them to start. And once we get that going, we'll be going into map number 1. And map number 1 is going to be that Infernal Shrine, so... As they're throwing out all their goblins in chat. 4th seed plays a 5th seed, however the higher seed gets to choose first pick or map pick. So there is a slight advantage getting into that 4th place. You are correct. And we are into the draft. Yeah, thank you for that, Hector. So yeah, no, I guess there was a little bit on the line for Surely We Scale, but ultimately it's not going to change too much. It will give them a slight advantage, but perhaps they will decide that keeping their drafts hidden would be more of an advantage. But again, no way to really find out until we see the games played out. And I want to see a good game regardless of who ends up doing what. So, the first few bans are already coming out. Diva going to get banned out for Surely We Scale, and Frank's Furters are going to ban out that Stukov. So getting rid of that Infernal Arm and getting rid of that offlaner. Deckard Cain, very interesting ban. I don't really see Deckard Cain banned all that often, but perhaps they're going for some kind of team composition which rewards clumping up. And it's short range at the same time, so... The stay a while and listen could have been very powerful there. And Joanna, just a pretty standard tank ban, will be banned out in the first phase. Now, first pick is going to be going over to Surely We Scale. There's a couple good picks out there for Infernal Shrines that are still up. The Hogger is available, and the Hogger is able to hog wild basically infinitely to kill the skeletons and even just deal a lot of damage during those shrine objective fights. So I wouldn't be surprised to see one of those locked in, but it will be the Blaze going over to Raven X. Blaze did get a little bit nerfed, but what that did is it didn't make Blaze bad. It made him balanced. He is still a very solid character, and due to the state that Blaze has been in, it is a comfort pick for a lot of different players. And I'm sure Raven X is no exception to that. Now we're going to see, interesting, a Garrosh first pick. And Dahaka for DJ Cold Cuts. Now, I'll be honest, I'm still kind of figuring out draft strategies, draft advantages. But my understanding was that blinding Garrosh is usually pretty difficult, especially first phase into the draft. It is one of those tanks that can be played around. If it's a decent game, like, it doesn't need to be a perfect game for the Garrosh in order to be effective. And if you are good on Garrosh and you have a good strategy for it, for example, over in the Nexus division, we have seen the Garrosh Junkrat combo, which pulls people away an insane distance. But we will have to see. Tychus going to be locked in by Tie-Dye Tights. Really good username. I really enjoy that. And Anduin going to be locked in for Kagamine Len. Or Kagamine Len. We'll figure it out. So yeah, and the bans are also going to be coming in. Sonya going to be banned out by Frank's Furters. So trying to have a safer offlane for the Dahaka. Dahaka is usually going to be able to push out faster. Does have the faster clear speed and the double soak compared to most other offlaners. But Sonya is one of the few that can also kill Dahaka in lane. So just removing that makes it a bit easier. And the Melthil ban. Interesting ban. So maybe Frank's Furters, they want to avoid the possibility of a double bruiser. Maybe double or triple bruiser even for Frank's Furters. And Melthil would be pretty good at that. Could also be setting up for a high HP tank. Something like the Stitches, the Diablo. I'd be a bit more surprised about the Diablo, as Diablo is pretty hard to play into the Garrosh, but if they're feeling confident into it, if it works with their strategy, why not? And then Bog's going to lock in the Falstad and the Uther for Indecisive. Uther, after this patch, I think if any single character won this patch, it was Uther. I'm seeing Uther in like every single game now. The mana issues are a lot easier to deal with. The healing output has been very good. And at the same time, Uther has always been this massive ball of crowd control. Now, final two picks going to be coming in. So it is going to be the Muradin Hanzo. And Muradin is one of those high HP tanks. Probably the... No, yeah, it's one of the three biggest HP tanks behind Diablo and the Stitches, as mentioned. And Hanzo going to be locked in by Ulysses. Very slight nerf towards Hanzo. Only affecting, I believe it's the level 16 talent, where the scattered arrows deal % health. But with Garrosh, Dahaka, Uther shouldn't make too big a difference. I always see a Zagara as the 10th pick, so that is a little bit interesting. Gonna help a little bit with the split push first of all, but at the same time, Zagara is very good in the team fights now as well. Deals a lot of DPS, has long range, and it's able to siege onto the towers, walls, and forts extremely well. I don't think I can really give any advantage to this draft for either of these two teams. So we're going to have to see how they do in game number 1. Alright, we are back, just waiting on the game to load in, as we are finally ready to go. And here we go. We're going into map number 1 between Frank's Furters and Surely We Scale. I expect this to be a decent close game. It is the potential 4th seed playing against the 2nd seed. So it should be very interesting to see who's able to bring it out on top. And some of the level 1 towns are starting to come through. It is going to be Dwarf Block, which does give a lot of effective HP towards the Muradin. And on top of that, we are seeing it's going to be Gathering Storm. It is going to be that Hammerang build, at least starting from level 1. Coming out from Boggs, as both teams now going to group into this mid lane. And now Dalling Pig is going to get the advantage. They're able to knock Memes all the way to the back, but Dalling Pig taking a lot of DPS. Jet Propulsion not going to land, but just a little bit more damage, getting healed up in the backside. Memes and Dalling Pig both taken down so low, but neither of these two tanks is going to go down. Boggs also taking a decent amount of damage over on the backside, but the control definitely goes in favor of Frank's Furters. They're going to be able to keep this control and get the shove in. Jet Propulsion going to go wide again. Just kind of looking, fishing for a potential play. As DJ Cold Cuts even burrows all the way to the top side just to get that first push. And it does give a bit of an advantage. He's able to zone away from the 2 XP orbs. It's not a big lead, but do that like 10-20 times, then it'd be a pretty solid lead. As Memes gets Wrecking Balled into the back. And Dowling Pig is also taking a lot of damage, but Memes down to a quarter HP. You should be able to heal up with that Anduin and that passive, so lot of advantage if you're the Muradin, just going to low HP, using the passive to heal up. If you're trading health, even if it's uneven, you can come out as a winner for that. Medallion Pig is even going to run in, try to get that health orb, but may have overstayed, and definitely did. First blood going over to Surely We Scale. And with that advantage, they're going to go over for this siege camp in the bot side. The Furters will take their natural siege camp, so it will be 1-for-1 for siege camps, and they could consider invading over onto the natural for Surely We Scale, but we'll have to see with time. It is a little bit more difficult, so they're not going to be able to do it right away. And in fact, they went over to the mid lane where the Blaze just shoved everything out as Memes gets thrown into the back. Was able to use Dwarf Tops to get out, but not enough. Gets taken down, so that's going to be 1-for-1 now for kills. They were trying to get the push onto the tower, but unfortunately they were able to just drop down that Muradin behind the wall. Both sides do have the level 4 talents now. And it does seem like they're a bit confused, a bit split onto the way they want to play this. So they are going to invade for this siege camp. Raven currently trying to just keep this mid lane shoved out. Their wall is going to take a lot of damage, and this is where the Zagara has a very big advantage. That's why you pick this hero. It's just able to deal so much damage passively, even to these different forts and buildings. Now Ulysses is going to be trying to shove out this bot side. Will be able to secure the push. Not going to be worried too much about the building, as the shrine has spawned. Going to be 5 seconds until those skeletons spawn. The Bruiser camp has been taken by Surely We Scale, so they will have a natural push over in the top side. And in fact, they're even going to clear out the wave, so that they're going to have that extra push. They will lose first rotation onto this, but if they're able to keep this fight and they're able to make it last a long time, it's in their benefit as Jet Propulsion lands onto the back. And DJ Cold Cuts already used the stasis, but still gets chunked out quite heavily and will have to back away. And now the control and even the skeleton's lead is pretty much returned by Surely We Scale. But don't forget, they do have this top side pushing in this entire time. Both sides halfway to level 7, so the next talent is coming up shortly. But we'll take a little bit of time. And Surely We Scale is now ahead in this push, in this race for the 40 skeletons. It's going to be close. The fight is surely to break out now. They're able to get Jet Propulsion onto DJ Cold Cuts. DJ Cold Cuts, they're going to get the drag over onto Memes, but Memes is the tank. But how tanky will it be? Just barely tanky enough. And they will be able to zone the map, but only need one more skeleton. Just one more hit. Are they going to go for it? And they will be able to get it. Ulysses able to get it on the backside. I don't know why I pronounced it Ulysses, but I did. We're going to have to live with that. And now Dowling Pig taking a lot of damage. And in fact, will get left on. 2 more autos and will be taken down by the power shot by Ulysses. And now they're going to be able to push in with this Punisher, and they're just getting a lot of damage over onto this wall. They get the kill, both sides, with their level 7 talents now, so it is even there. But they're able to get the Stormhammer. And Stasis once again with the Haka, but not a lot of health for DJ Cold Cuts. Will be cleansed, but still gets finished off. Another power shot to get the headshot. They're going to continue pushing out, trying to take this fort. They're going to get it to around half HP, but they will lose out there. Not a lot of health left. They will have to back out here. But in the meanwhile, they were also able to get a decent push topside, able to take a good chunk of that wall, just about a quarter HP left on one of the cannon towers, and that is it. So very good objective, very good team fight coming out from Surely We Scale. They are starting onto their siege camp, but their health bars are not in a good position and will get stolen out. Furters knew they had the health advantage from that fourth push, so they will be able to get something back for themselves. And more than just something, they're looking to take not only the natural Surely We Scale camp, but also the neutral one here in the middle. And that's going to be 2 siege camps for themselves, and they still have their own to pick up if they want to. And it does look like that's exactly where they're going to go. Boggs going to start it up. Will need help, I believe. Although, wow, that's a lot of damage coming out from that lightning rod. Ravens is going to shut that out. The mid wall is completely demolished over for their side as well. And every single time they're finally trying to catch up, they're just trying to clear out all of these mercenary camps, but it's taking a little bit too much time for Surely We Scale. And now looks like they're going to start pushing in with the siege camp. It's going to be a little bit difficult. They definitely don't have the HP advantage. The fort is still pretty far behind. So they will choose not to shove in with that and will instead opt to take down this this shaman and this bruiser camp. It will be contested. Ravenex and Memes both walking in. Just finished off now. Will use the dwarf toss to get in. And jet propulsion lands on a 2, and they're both starting to get pretty low. Magic Master, oh, and the push, not going to get there, but Magic Master will still go down, so they're able to steal away the bruiser camp. Arguably the most important camp over on this map. And they're able to get themselves a kill. Level 10 now hit, but level 10 now also going to be matched by Frank's Furters. So now they're going to start shoving in this top side. And they also have the bruiser camp shoving in through the mid lane. And they're getting a lot of DPS down onto Dowling Pig. But once again, if you want to be low on any hero, you want to be low on that Garrosh. Lot of value being low HP. DJ Coldcut's not going to take the hammer on the backside, but will take the extra power shot. And not able to get too much of a push with this bruiser camp. However, they were still able to get it. Now Coldcuts is going to be going into stasis, trying to heal up, and the gust having to be utilized. But Memes wants to continue this fight. They do have the lightning bomb and the dragon arrow on a 4. They're just kind of running through this. Bunker is coming out. Magic Master trying to delay it, but Memes able to just jump on top, and they will take down Magic Master. One more left. Will be rooted. Indecisive will go down as well. And that's going to be a 3-0 in favor of Surely We Scale. They were going to go for the bruiser camp, but now that they got that kill, they know they can just continue to go out through the mid lane, and they're going to be able to clear out this mid fort. And that's going to give them that passive push advantage. And at the same time, Raven X is already started onto these skeletons. The HP bars are still very high. Raven X is a little bit low on mana, may want to go tap. And looks like Raven X will be the one to go tap. Now, it looks like there will be a contest coming out from Frank's Furters. They are not down any talent here, so this should be an even fight for them. And they are definitely full HP as they do come back. Groundbreaker going to land on a tie-dye tights as the Commander Odin is going to get popped up. So now DJ Coldcut's taking down a half HP, but not going to continue with that. They're able to get a Stormhammer on a 2, and same with the Root coming out from the Anduin. And they're just getting so much damage. They're able to get the Frozen Punisher. And now Dowling Pig is going to be okay. Is trying to run away, but the Dragon Arrow on a 3 once again. Stormhammer on a 2. Box tried to use the Gust, but may be able to save Dowling Pig as the taunt does come through. But the Light Bomb is going to come over top. And now Magic Master is caught in between. Jet Propulsion lands onto them. And Dowling Pig still trying to stay alive and still trying to make some kind of play. Raven X now tanking. But unfortunately, the Frozen Punisher, the 6th member for Surely We Scale, able to come in time and get that extra kill as they get another 3-0 in favor of Surely We Scale. And this Punisher still has a lot of HP. There's no one really good to tank it right now. DJ Coldcuts may try to take the leap. Is trying to get ready for it and will get stunned up, but it is that the Haka will be okay. As I say that, able to go to a quarter HP, and Divine Shield having to be burned by Indecisive. So they're going to be able to get this wall as well. Not going to go any further with that. They got their victory, and that's all they came here for. Level 13 talents are now up for Surely We Scale, so, and they're going to have that advantage for quite a while. Almost a full 2-level advantage for them. They're taking a decent amount of poke in the split push, just from the natural push coming out from the top side. It won't take down the fort, but it will get it quite low, as they did finish off this bot side siege camp. Now, Frank's Furters grouping up together, just trying to get that level 13, trying to shove out these waves. Before the next objective spawns, the natural siege camp also going to get taken down. But Frank's Furters is just going to remain grouped as 5 and just kind of using that safety and numbers approach. We'll be able to get their siege camp. Just need a little bit more and they will get their level 13. And once they get that talent, that's when they can choose to fight. So for now, they're doing what they need to do, which is just make sure their waves are in the right spots, make sure they're in the right state before they get their talent tier back, and then they can start contesting. And now the contest is going to come out on this fort and on this bruiser camp. And now Indecisive not going to get hit by jet propulsion. Indecisive is on the back line, and they will just use the pressure of that Uther to keep the fight from continuing on. Level 15 now hit by Surely We Scale. There's still a full level away from that level 16 talent here, so for now there is going to be a decent amount of time where Frank's Furters is going to be able to contest this fight. And now Bruiser Camp is going to get taken down. Each side just going to take their own. No fancy plays coming out yet. Surely We Scale probably doesn't want to fight on even talent advantage. With the lead they have, they don't really have to. But they are able to get the pick over on DJ Coldcut's. Going to land the Stormhammer, but too close to the tower. Stasis is going to dodge out of the jet propulsion. Now Boggs in the backside, and they're able to get the ultimate, landing over onto the Muradin. And now are they going to be able to follow up? Avatar burn immediately. Leap of Faith as well, and will be okay. Ultimate for ultimate. Avatar for, just so I use probably Devouring Maw. Now the Bruiser Camp is still shoving in, but gonna get cleared out very quickly here. The Shrine should be spawning soon over on this top side, and that's why both these teams are just favoring this top lane. But there's a massive wave building up for Surely We Scale. Someone is going to have to come back to deal with that, and it looks like DJ Coldcuts is on the way. Isn't able to mount due to having the burrow, but we'll still be able to get there in time to clear it out. And with the burrow, we'll be able to get back to the top side when the push actually comes through. But the fort is going to go down. Level 16 talents now hit by Surely We Scale. So they are going to have that talent advantage for this shrine. Going to be a bit of a difficult fight, but they are going to go with the light bomb. Cleansed perfectly. But Dowling Pig still taking half the HP. But they were able to defend against that light bomb combo. And might be able to give them an opening to fight for this. It is going to be difficult. They are too far from level 16 to try and get that talent before this fight. So if they do choose to fight, they're knowingly doing this at a talent disadvantage. Miam's going to land that Stormhammer on a Dowling Pig. Dowling Pig's walking forward, looking for a play, and Ulysses taking so much damage. We'll get the taunt on it too. The drag, meanwhile, onto that backside. And they're going to use the Devouring Maw onto the front line. And they're just completely there to kill the back line. They got two, but the Dragon Arrow coming out for over top is going to take one back. So it's 1 for 1. DJ Coldcuts in the backside. Ulysses and Kagami Len just dealing so much damage, barely surviving that passive. And the healing coming out from Uther is insane. Or sorry, not the Uther, the Anduin. Able to bring out so much healing. Kagami Len. And now they're able to get the jet propulsion onto Magic Master. Magic Master is going to trade back and will get the kill, but Raven X, one more auto and will be able to get that down. And now DJ Coldcut's also going to go down. So that's going to be a 4-4-2. Good fight for both these teams. Frank's Furters, if they had that extra talent, they surely win in that team fight. They had the advantage. They're able to use Maw to remove Miavst, and then Raven X was inside the bunker. So their backline was completely open. With all the healing that was coming out of this Anduin, they weren't able to accomplish anything. They weren't able to get the last hits that they needed. And now the Arcane Punisher is going to be spawning for Surely We Scale. Almost back to a full 2-level lead. And the Punisher should, at the very least, they should be able to take this wall. But let's see what else they will be able to get for themselves here. Now Hammering is going back and forth. 112 stacks, by the way. So this fall set is very strong. They're going to clear out this Punisher very quickly. So doesn't seem like they'll be able to push onto this fort. Or sorry, onto this keep. Unless they're able to get a good fight going. And in fact, they're not even going to be able to finish off the wall. The DPS is just too high. Boggs is just trying to look for any kind of plays, any kind of stacks for that Gathering Storm, but will not be able to land any of those. And Magic Master also going to group mid, and they're just going to fix their waves. Once again, there is no talent advantage now. Level 16 has been hit by Frank's Furters, so they are down in stats a little bit, but they are not down in talents. And they've already shown that they can win fights. Even down talents, it was an incredibly close team fight. Surely We Scale were able to win that just with their talent advantage. But the waves are pushing in on every single lane, so Surely We Scale could just elect to play this slowly. But they don't want to give away any of these camps. Memes going to get the Stormhammer. Now they're going to get the jet propulsion landing on top as well. A bunker has come out for Raven X, but Raven X is still full HP. Light Bomb will land on it too. And they're going to deal a lot of damage. And then Dragon Arrow coming out over the top. The Stasis is coming out. Divine Shield got to be coming out from Indecisive, and they're able to get the stun on it too. And DJ Coldcut's one more auto and will go down. Ulysses able to get the kill, and Magic Master taking down solo. Stormhammer not going to land, able to sidestep it. Now the Hammering just building some space, but will get taken down by the grenade coming out from Tie-Dye Thighs. And Indecisive is one hit away and will get taken down as well by the Overpowered. And now they already have a big wave mid. They have the siege camp pushing. They're going to go down onto this keep. And level 20 has been hit as well. So they have a very sizable advantage. 5-on-2 here. Could elect to go for the end of the game. However, it does seem like they do not have enough of a wave. And Boggs is dealing so much damage with that Hammerang. Boggs is definitely going to be that #1 threat for them now. And they're going to use the rest of this pressure to take down the Bruiser camp over on this top side. As Raven X is kind of matching Dowling Pig, trying to make sure they can't go for any play. But Memes is going to go for the play. They're able to get the stun, but Gust gonna pull them back. So it is going to be a trade of ultimates. Gust for Light Bomb. Ma is going to miss. Devouring Maw goes kind of right in between. And they're now with that ultimate down, they feel confident to take down this wall. It's still going to be a different story being able to walk up to this fort, especially with Boggs dealing so much damage with that Hammering, 149 stacks. But Boggs taken down to about half HP. They're able to get so much damage onto this keep. They just need a little bit more, but they do have the cannon minion just trying to deal damage, but will get taken down now. Barely any health left. Only 1800 HP. And now Dowling Pig gonna throw Memes into the backside. Is getting cleansed, but the Avatar is going to come out of time. But the Dragon's Arrow over to the backside. And Magic Master is getting hit. Will get stunned and will get taken down. And a double stun once again coming out. And surely we scale. Taken down 4. Boggs is the only one left alive. And surely we scale. And surely this is game. The level 21 was hit as they hit the 21st kill. So they're just going to start beating down on the core. Boggs is going to try to defend, but I don't think there's anything Boggs can do on their own. And Light Bomb will come out, but the Gust is just going to be used to buy time. And Boggs is actually able to buy so much time, but it's not going to be enough. Game #1 goes to Surely We Scale. And just like that, map #1 is over. And really well played. There was one team fight when they were playing onto that top shrine where Frank's Furters definitely looked like they were about to win that team fight and about to bring the game back to an even state. But Surely We Scale were able to bring that back in their favor. They had the talent advantage and they played with it. And then on top of that, they had the pushing waves on every single part of the map, and they were able to utilize that in a way where they could play slowly, play passively but assertively. And with that, they are going to take game #1. We're going to go to a short break, and when we come back, we're going to go to map #2. Don't go anywhere. And we are back with map number 2. Map number 2 is going to be that Alterac Pass. So, not a map I've casted for quite a while now that I think about it. Probably been about a week and a half. So it's going to be interesting. It is going to be a bit of a different map. The objective is a bit harder to stay on top of, as it will require, as even Poke is able to cancel the channel, and they're able to win it back, and it takes a long time of map pressure to be able to spawn all of the knights. But now, anyway, the draft has begun. Surely We Scale is going to ban out the Joanna first. Wants to get rid of that once again. But they're going to answer with the Hanzo ban coming out from Frank's Furters. And I think that kind of makes sense. They were able to get so many 3 or 4 man dragon arrows coming out from Elite. I don't know why I'm struggling to pronounce that. I've casted that name before, but just today I cannot pronounce Ulysses. Yeah. Oh well, that's the way it's going to be today. Stukov is also going to get banned out by Frank's Furters. Zul'jin going to get banned out by Surely We Scale. So it's now going to come down to red side actually having the first pick this time around. And I'm not really sure who is considered super value here. Blaze is going to get picked up by Magic Master, so that's going to be switching sides over for this game number 2. Junkrat, if either of these two teams play it, is very good on Alterac Pass, able to kind of prevent the other side from capping the point, and just overall preventing them from really channeling and just being an overall menace. Falstad also able to do something similar, so that's going to be the Anduin Falstad coming out for Surely We Scale. And with that Anduin again, they're going to have the opportunity for the Light Bomb combo. So could come out into a lot of good team fights. Muradin is still available. And last time Frank's Furters did go for that Garrosh, but this time they will like to go for that ETC. So it does seem like they like drafting their tank a bit early in the team comp. And a white main healer, so that's new. Switching off of that Uther into the white main. White main does have a lot more range, is a little bit more safe when it comes to providing the healing, and is also able to provide a little bit of poke for the side of Frank's Furters. Now it is going to be one ban aside now. Looks like there's a decent amount of offlaners still available, as Melthiel is going to get banned out again. Surely We Scale really does not want to play against it seems. And then the ban coming out from the side of Frank's Furters. They do need to get rid of a tank here. Either a tank or a DPS. They could go to kind of get rid of Hogger as well from the offlane, but if the Hogger wasn't locked in on the last map, I expect Hogger not to get locked in here. And the Tychus is going to be the ban of choice. Also very strong on this map. The Grenade also very good at interrupting. And the Commander Odin. And actually even the Drill Laser very good on this map, just because it becomes so much about the zoning potential just in those small areas. Now double pick gonna be coming in right now from Surely We Scale. I would like to see their offlaner picked here. Blaze has already been shown, so it is going to be a Nubrak Sylvanas. So they are saving their offlaner to 10th pick. Nubrak very good into mages, very good at AoE engage and single target with the cocoon, just kind of removing someone off the map. And Sylvanas is a pro at taking down buildings. The black arrows are so hard to play against. Dahaka Rainer are going to be the lock-in, so it is going to be the double bruiser. So with the Melthiel ban, maybe Frank's Furters just really like this double bruiser build, as they are going to be continually running it. And the Rain are pretty basic as far as carries go. I think probably the simplest carry in the entire game. Gets a little bit harder to micromanage if you do have the Banshee's Escort, but we will have to see. And Thrall going to be locked in the offlane. Now Thrall also a big beneficiary of this latest balance patch. All of the base numbers have been increased for Thrall. So stronger, tankier, regardless of what talent you choose. Still has the issue where the push and clear speed is pretty low, but will be stronger in those 1v1 fights, and as always, is going to be very strong in those team fights. Now we are going to be getting ready for this game number 2. All right, and we are loaded in to Alterac Pass as we go into game number 2. And surely we scale. If they're able to win this, they will move up to 4th seed. They don't have to win this. They don't need the domination. As long as they get the series win, they will be taking that 4th seed, which will give them the pick over Bad Rats. As we see Frank's Furters ring around the rosying, indecisive, can't decide which way to go around in the circle. As they do a little dance for the audience. Gotta respect it. But now, what's really going to matter is how are they going to do the lane assignments, because it is an Uberak and it is the Sylvanas. Between the Black Arrows and the Scarabs, they should be able to blow up at least one of these cannon towers very easily. And they're going to get started right away. Memes tanking the tower, but Magic Master and Boggs already back. Impale gonna land on a Magic Master. But Memes is starting to take a lot of damage and will use a Burrow Charge, but that's not going to be enough. Boggs able to get that first blood, overstaying a little bit on the side of Surely We Scale. It's a good play. It is sometimes pretty expected with the Sylvanas and a Nubrak combo. The level 1 does become a lot more open in terms of which lane they're going to start off at. But well responded to by Frank's Furters. They still lose a decent chunk of the health onto the cannon tower, but you'll trade that any day for the first blood. They're going to get this mid priority pushed out right away, and Tie-Dye Tights is going to be starting on that siege camp. Will be responded to by Boggs and Indecisive as well, as they team up to take down that camp. Now, Ulysses is going to be here on the bot side, is going to dodge out on that jet propulsion. Will still take a little bit of damage from the jet streams, but they are a little bit weaker, especially to buildings now. And Raven X dealing so much damage to DJ Cold Cuts. Thrall is such a beast in lane now. So difficult to beat in that one-on-one. And we'll be continuing with that. The 2 siege camps do get taken down almost at the exact same time. But the push is slightly favoring Frank's Furters right now in the mid lane. But they are rotating down to the bot side, so could get traded back as the Impale goes across onto everything. And Dowling Pig trying to stand in the front line, trying to kind of help pressure them off of their siege camp. Will use the face melt just to push them off even more. And Boggs is here now. Oh, and out of curiosity, Boggs went for ace in the hole, so for slowed and stunned heroes, they're going to be taking extra damage. Not going to go with the Exterminator build. And the Pepper build is a little bit gimmicky, I would put it. So this is the more substantial one. This one is just pretty much a flat buff to damage. So definitely the safe talent to take. Now the prisoners are going to be spawning right now, as the side of Frank's Furters is continuing to kind of hold pressure onto all of these lanes. And now they're going to go into the bot side, and they're able to get Kagami Len, and one more auto, and they're going to go down. So that's going to be 1 down already for Frank's Furters. And Magic Master going on to Ulysses, who does not have any mana, and will get taken down by the power slide as well. So that's another 2 kills going over to Frank's Furters. The objective is on the opposite side of the map, and it is short respawn timer, so I don't think they'll be able to go with that, but that's still going to be a solid XP advantage. They're going to get the pressure in the bot side. They're going to clean up this mid lane and could start looking towards this objective. The siege camp has respawned, so they are just going to take that back. They're going to take the little bit of a lead that they got. It's still in the early game. Respawn timers are still very short, so it's hard to pressure, especially on a map like Alterac Pass, where the amount of time you need to cap the objective is very long. And in some of these cases, you can even have 2 to 3 lives trying to fight for the same objective. But the siege camps are going to get taken down by both sides. Bags and Indecisive will finish it off now. And DJ Cold Cuts going to get the top shove. And gonna start grouping towards mid. The Dahaka's not gonna group down. It's just going to continue pressuring the top side. And they're able to have full control of this push over for Frank's Furters. As the jet propulsion does land onto Memes. That Memes is just going to be fine. Has the shield, has the healing. And Dowling Pig taking down pretty low. As the power slide does come through. Tie-dye tights a bit too fast. Jet propulsion also gonna land, but just a little bit of poke going back and forth between the two teams. Frank's Furters are able to get the push in now with the siege camp, but should get taken out as the power slide does land on Memes. And Memes taking out very low, 120 HP. The jet split stream not going to land in time. But in the meanwhile, Ulysses is able to get so much pressure on this bottom side. As we see, the cannon tower is finally going to get taken down alongside the gate. That's going to be a little bit of XP, but in reply, they are going to be getting started onto this objective. And Magic Master just trying to zone away, but they're able to get the stun on Indecisive. And now the roots as well. The doggo is able to keep him rooted. And now Raven X also taking so much damage, but Dowling Pig kind of stuck. And it's just tanking down onto so many. Tie-Dye Tights is going to get pulled back with the leap of faith. And the team fight victory going back and for Surely We Scale. And they're going to take down the Dahaka as well, and it's going to be a 3-0. They were able to get 22 seconds on the objective, but it's not going to be enough to really clear this out. And it is going to be the Gathering Storm once again picked up by the Falstad, so it is going to be a Hammerang build. And now Memes is a little bit alone, does have the burrow charge to get out if things are looking dicey, and they were. Dowling Pig looking for the power slide, but not going to be able to land it quite yet. And Ulysses is trying to get more stacks, trying to get some poke down with the Gathering Storm. As both sides are looking to defend their objective slightly in favor of Frank's Furters. They now have 22 seconds. And only 14 seconds gained by Surely We Scale. Almost half, but not quite. Level 10 talents are up right now for Surely We Scale. Only level 9. Very close to level 10. Magic Master is going to walk in to Raven X. The face melt is just going to be zoning it away. And the jet propulsion gonna stun onto Raven X. But they're now going to use the burrow charge. But the cleanse, perfect. To not only prevent the burrow charge, but the light bomb as well. As they're able to get the cocoon onto the tank. And the dogs are coming out. As level 10 is now hit by both sides. Trying to fight off and trying to get back. And the silence arrow able to land on everyone. They get the drag over to Tie-Dye Tights. Tie-Dye Tights is very low and will get finished off. Now, Mosh Pit was used, but not really lands on anyone. But Boggs able to take down so much damage from the backside. Magic Master is out of mana, but it's still able to deal damage through the auto attacks. And now Raven X is going to try to run away. DJ Coldcut's not able to land the drag, but overall a winning fight for them, 2 for 1. However, Surely We Scale were able to finish off the cavalry. They were able to get the channel. They were able to keep up the objective. So they're not going to be able to push too much with it, as the timing by the time they're able to meet up with the cavalry is going to be a bit slow. But that's still going to be pressure. And most importantly, Frank's Furters weren't able to secure it for themselves. As the wave comes through, and Magic Master is going to get rooted up, and they're dealing so much damage. Impale lands onto the top, and now they're also going to have the light bomb on top, and Magic Master just needs a little bit more healing, but will not get it, will go down, and kind of caught out with the jet propulsion. And that's one of the unfortunate things about Blaze. When you miss that jet propulsion, sometimes you go too far, but now they're jumping on Indecisive. The ETC is going to get blocked off, trying to keep up with the healing, but the black arrows, there's no safety under this tower. And that's going to be yet another kill going over for Surely We Scale. The early game was looking so good for Frank's Furters, but the team fight prowess coming out from Surely We Scale has brought them back to a pretty big advantage. Almost a full level coming in for them as they get this mid lane fort. DJ Coldcuts was able to push out the bot side, and the bot fort also goes down. That's going to be 2 forts in favor of Surely We Scale, and the boss is up. But it looks like they are bringing in 4 members top. They're going to take the wall instead. They're not going to end up going for this boss. DJ Coldcuts is walking through, has the drag available, but not going to be able to get in range to use it. Level 13 is about to get hit by Surely We Scale, and I definitely noticing I lied a little bit about the level advantage. It is more of a chord of a level now that all the waves have been caught by Frank's Furters. But that's still a 2 fort advantage, and that's not something to be scoffed at. They're going to have this passive push coming out in 2 of the 3 lanes. Luckily for Frank's Furters, the next objective is going to be in the bot side. So it will be those 2 waves that are closest to that objective. It'll give them a little bit of an easier time defending it. But of course, that all assumes they're not going to lose this top fort, as the Hammerang going to deal even more damage. Just going to take out about a quarter of the HP, but bit by bit they are chipping away onto this top side fort. Both sides also going to be clearing out their siege camps, going to be clearing out their mid lanes. And Frank's Furters, they're playing really far back. They are a little bit scared, and for good reason, as we see. DJ Cold Cuts is going to dodge the root, but can't dodge the DPS, as all 5 members of Surely We Scale are up there, and they're going to use the black arrows to take down this top lane fort. Talontiers are still even, but with this wave getting taken down, the boss is available. The camps are going to be spawning in around 30 seconds, but they're going to be able to take this boss, and they're going to be able to get back in time to defend it if Frank's Furters even attempt to go for an aggressive play here. And it would be very difficult for them, as they are short one of their numbers. Dahaka is going to respawn right now, and I believe has the burrow available, so no fight is going to break out, as the boss is going to start shoving out that top side. But now, what are they going to do with the pressure? Surely We Scale, they're going to clear out this mid lane. And when you have that Sylvanas, the mid lane gets cleared very quickly. And now Memes going to start channeling onto this camp. So they're not going to go for the double boss play. They will go for the cavalry play instead. And in fact, looks like they might even go for both. And it's a little bit greedy, but right now they see all 5 members of Frank's Furters on the top side. They know they can definitely go for it. The boss is now going to get cleared out. But this bot side boss is going to get finished off as well. But now Memes may have to give away this camp for a little bit, as the Impale lands on a 3 and is just trying to buy time. But the camp will get retaken. But ultimately, that was a pretty good play. They were able to get a solid amount, 28 seconds of cap time towards this camp. And they were still able to get the boss. So really, best of both worlds. So now, if they do go back for this play, and with the talent advantage, as level 16 has been hit, they are definitely in favor to be able to do this. Magic Master going to try zoning them away, just kind of delaying this, as the boss is getting finished off at around 1/4 HP still. But they decide they're just going to let the towers finish it off, and they're going to contest for this objective instead. They are still down to talent here, so it is going to be a bit of a difficult fight, as the siege camp is also starting to group in the mid lane, and it's already onto the wall. They're going to throw out the ultimate. The Hyperion is going to be utilized. It's going to prevent them from channeling it. It is going to buy them a little bit of time. But the Hammerang just dealing so much damage on the backline. And the Hyperion still wasn't able to get too much, as the Light Bomb comes down, and they're able to get the stun and the Impale. And the healer is down, and they're able to take DJ Coldcuts as well. Now the Mosh Pit is coming through, but going to get a trap by the Tremor. Dallying Pig has to use the dash to get away. And that's another 2 for nothing in favor of Surely We Scale. Memes looking for another pick, but not going to find it quite yet, as the black arrows have been utilized. They're going to go onto this keep. They've taken it down to about a 1/4 HP. The wall is now gone. It is 3v5. And down to Talent here. They're able to get the Bro Strike onto 2. They're going to get the Impale on a Magic Master. And Magic Master taking so much damage. Will have to throw out the bunker. The Power Slide going to get 2. And now the bunker utilized once again. And they're able to get a lot of damage with the Flame Stream back. But they will lose this keep. So very solid offensive play by Surely We Scale. And the camp is still theirs for the taking. There's only 12 seconds left on it. Just need to be able to hold out for a little bit. And with the waves that they have in all 3 lanes, they're going to be able to secure this. So now they can choose where they want to push in this map. It is Alterac Pass, so the core is quite strong if there's still 2 keeps available. So they can choose to go mid or topside most likely, unless they really want to just try pushing through the bottom, threatening the end, and just playing it out the pressure that way. Right now, it does seem like they're grouping. Ulysses over on the top side has the flight, while the rest will group as 4 over in the mid lane. They're going to get some poke down by Raven X, as once again, this mid game's just really blowing up for Surely We Scale. DJ Coldcut's going to get hit by the Impale. A bit of auto attack damage as well. No big follow-up, but the wall has been taken down already. And they're able to deal so much damage onto this wall so quickly. We'll get a little bit of damage onto the keep, but these cavalry are very easy to kill off. Don't have a lot of health. But because there's 3 of them, they're able to get so much value out of each of these lanes. Ulysses is now also going to finish off this topside wall. The cavalry just one more hit and will take down this topside wall. And we'll even be able to kind of hammer onto that keep just a little bit, as the core is now under attack, but this core heals up, so any damage taken, not going to be a big deal. They're going to clear out this final cavalry member, and they're also going to be able to get some XP back for themselves. It is about a level and a half lead right now for Surely We Scale, as they collect their siege camp. But at the same time, Frank's Furters, they're able to get a little bit of pressure back for themselves. They're going to be able to shove out their waves. They're going to be able to take down their own siege camp, get a little bit of XP back. And that's where it gets a little bit nerve-wracking, because as soon as level 20 is hit for Surely We Scale, the map positioning is very good for them, and they could even look to end the game or go for a game-ending team fight once this level 20 is hit. They're going to group together early, even before that. They have a massive wave shoving out the top side. Now, DJ Cold Cuts, Magic Masters, and the entire side of Frank's Furters, they are moving over to this top side. And Magic Master, looking for an engage, will throw out the bunker even. Might have been a little bit of a fat finger, but will be okay. And not the biggest cooldown. It is an important one, don't get me wrong, but they're not going to get punished too heavily for it quite yet. Now they're threatening onto the boss, but Surely We Scale isn't replying to this at all, and it looks like they're just going to give away this boss. They decided they'd rather play into the boss than potentially lose a fight before they get to level 20s. And to some extent, I can respect that. I think that's a pretty good play for them. And they do have the waves shoved out in mid and bot side right now. The boss will get finished off by Surely We Scale, or sorry, by Frank's Furters, but level 20 has now been hit. And they're just going to trade this bot side boss for it. So while they do lose out a little bit on the push on the top side, and a decent amount of XP is going to go over to Frank's Furters, they will have their level 20 as the prisoners are spawning it. And level 19 only now getting hit by Frank's Furters means that it's still going to be a decent while before that level 20 can be hit, before they can match those talents. Now, this boss is going to help quite a bit with that. If it's able to take down this fort, and I believe that at 16 minutes, unless Ulysses is able to take it down, should be able to finish it off. But the enemy camp has now been started. A Sallying Pig just going to channel it in front of Meme's face. So only 3 seconds worth of channel getting hit. And the light bomb going to come out. Hits Stana 2 in the back, and Boggs is getting hit by the tremor as well. Dallying Pig is continuously being stunned, trying to use the mosh pit, and will be able to land it. But in the meanwhile, Boggs does go down in the backside. And Indecisive is getting ran down by Raven X. We'll start getting traded back. The stasis is coming out. And the gust landing them into the wall. And DJ Cold Cut's so low, but so is Tie-Dye Tights. Indecisive trying to get away, but now Ulysses is able to get onto Indecisive and trying to heal through it, but there's just too much damage coming out from Surely We Scale. Jet Propulsion going to land as well, but that's going to be 4 taken down. And the core is already at 10,000 HP. They already have a massive wave, just dealing as much damage as possible to it. And it is a strong core. Still has 2 keeps available, but it doesn't matter when it's that low. When Dallying Pig is not able to defend it, as we do have a 2-0 domination coming out from Surely We Scale. And once again, Surely We Scale showing off how well they can play that mid game. They were at a pretty severe disadvantage coming out in the early game, where they lost the first blood when they tried to attempt for the wall at level 1, and then they gave up another 2 kills. They had to give up a good chunk of the prison camp for Frank's Furters. They were able to channel it almost to completion, but then after that, once the mid-game teamfight started coming out, Surely We Scale were just outplaying them mechanically. And they were able to play so well, and they got so much advantage out of it. They were able to get the camp. They were able to get 2 bosses from it. And that gave them 2 forts. And after that, Surely We Scale, once they're ahead, they know how to close these games out. So huge congratulations to them, as they were able to secure that 4th seed coming into the playoffs. Again, not going to be the biggest difference. It will give them the selection for side or pick. But at the end of the day, it always feels good to win, especially a domination against the second seed. That will be the end of our stream for today. Before I go, I would like to throw out a shout out to AFK Journey for sponsoring this stream. Download for free today. AFK Journey is an exploration hero collecting game, or a gacha game. I'm allowed to say that. In fact, they don't even block me from saying anything about the game. I could trash talk it if I wanted to, but the reason I took the sponsor is because I do feel it is a very fun game. I've been playing it for the last 3 weeks, and I'm probably going to continue playing it. It is one of my favorite things to do with my morning cup of coffee. Anyway, with that, the shilling will be done. I will be looking to raid someone. I believe Dark Knight might be streaming the playoff game for Division A. Let me just make sure. Yep. So we are going to be raiding over onto this channel. But thank you all for watching and have a good night.